Sup? This is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. In this episode, I want to talk about my cell realignment machine and how come I believe that vegetable oil is bad, and other things, and wheat, comparing wheat and rice, and how I cure my asthma and all that stuff. But before I talk about that, I want to tell you my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are the rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal, okay? I'm already 48. I look pretty good, right? I mean, I sound pretty good too. I look in a mirror, I see a 20-some-year-old man, so 48-year-old, don't feel old or anything. So if you want to, be like me, when you're 48, you still look like this. Go to livemuchlonger.com, livemuchlonger.com to buy a pair of these immortality rings, okay? They keep you young forever. Anyway, before I talk about my machine and asthma, I want to say that, the Captain Marvel movie is coming out in March. I think it's March 19th, 2019. It's going to hit the movie theater. Don't watch it because, the main actress, Brie Larson, oh my God, she's so unromantic. She, at a conference, she said, I hate 40-year-old white dude or something. She's like, this movie is not made for white guys, 40-year-old white guys. It's made for, I don't know, minorities, and it's just so unromantic. Nowadays, oh my God, I just cannot imagine her saving the world, I mean, all she cares about is demographic and money. That's all she cares about. She cares about publicity. I cannot imagine myself, Brie Larson saving the world. Ugh, forget it. Forget about Captain Marvel. Anyway, this is the cell realignment machine that I make, okay? And it cures, like, inflammation, asthma, and all sorts of cell damage. Handicap, for example, if you have, like, glaucoma in your eyes, or you're going deaf, or like me, you had asthma symptoms, you can't breathe, or other things. I sell this machine for only this machine is like $100-some. You can buy it on my website, livemuchlonger.com. And today I want to tell you about my new discovery. Okay, anyway, the machine, just like what I said, the machine is actually very simple. You put this machine 40 inches away from you during sleep. You put this 40 inches away from you during sleep, okay? On your bed, or it could be, you can place it on a stool, like a plastic stool or a wooden nightstand, 40 inches away from you. And what it does is, you lie there, and what it does is that it repairs your cell damage. If you have, like, unhealthy cells, like a scar or some kind of injury or some kind of wound, opening wound, your cell is like this, Your cell is like this. And what it does is that once you switch on the machine, it try to compress your cell together, so your cell will become like that and become more dense and conductive. You understand? Bad cells are like this, and then good cells is like this. It's like they kind of stick together and become more conductive and more strong. And I discovered one thing that because I have asthma, and I watch a lot of videos about people talking about how they naturally treat their asthma. And there's one girl, she said she moved to Korea, okay, it's a white girl from America. She moved to Korea, I don't know why, maybe she's interested in Korean culture or something, I don't know. But she said ever since she moved to Korea, her asthma symptom is gone. She doesn't get asthma anymore. And she think the reason is because she's eating rice, instead of bread. Because she said when she was in America, she's always eating bread, just bread, And then ever since she came to Korea, she stopped eating bread. She said it's difficult to buy the Western style bread in Korea. She said the Korean bread is sort of different. It's like, it's not pure wheat bread. There's like, it's sort of like eating pancake, it's just different. And she said she doesn't like it. She doesn't like the Korean bread. She said So she started to eat rice, just rice, you know. And she said ever since she started eating rice, she doesn't get asthma anymore. At first, I didn't believe that video. At first, I'm thinking, oh, come on, come on. But then I'm a curious man, so I listened. I mean, I kept what she said in mind. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's a start, right? Maybe she's right. So what I did is I started also to I'm sorry. I started also to eat rice. I mean, I started to also eat rice and see how it is, you know. And to my surprise, oh yeah, it actually did work. I mean, after I started just eating just rice and no bread, I felt, yeah, it actually the inflammation. I don't know it. I don't know, the inclination to inflammation actually died down a lot. You know, I mean, it stops. Inflammation sort of just stop. You know, it lowers the rate of inflammation of my throat. You know, and then also I discovered if I eat a lot of beans or eat fried foods that's cooked in vegetable oil, I also noticed that I get asthma attack from if I eat fried foods or beans, any kind of beans, lima beans or soybeans, any kind of beans, okay? And also, if I eat bacon and sausages, like hot dogs, bacon, and any kind of, I don't know, it's like fermented meat. I don't know, is that what you call fermented meat? But anyway, bacon, it has a lot of nitrite in it. So basically, I came to a conclusion is I believe that asthma is sort of like a sore in your, sometimes you have sore in your lips, like, oh, I got a sore on my lips. Basically, it's like your skin in your lips, it opened up, and then you see a round sore, and basically it's showing flesh, oh, I got, and then your entire lips, okay, or, the entire right side of your cheeks sort of swells up, and it's uncomfortable, and it hurts when you touch the flesh, it hurts. And it takes like 2 weeks for the flesh to close up. Now I suspect that's exactly what asthma is, but it's somewhere deep down in your throat, not somewhere in your lips. It's basically a sore. Because I remember one thing back in when I was younger, when I was just a teenager, I get a lot of these sores on my lips. Because back in the days, I loved to eat potato chips, I loved to eat corn chips, potato chips, and it's very oily, right? And it also has a lot of nitrite inside, oily food, nitrite. I used to, go to 7-Eleven, eat nacho cheese with lots of, nachos made of beans, right? Lots of beans and pork and just, lots of vegetable oil, lots of beans, lots of fried foods, and that's the reason why I get a lot of these sores, in the lips. But ever since I contracted asthma, I think asthma is basically damaged cells in your throat, okay? And they're so damaged, they're just like, they are so damaged, they are unreliable. So every time you eat, like, you eat too much vegetable oils, for example, you eat a lot of fried foods, or you eat beans, or also beef. Beef has a lot of protein in beef, right? That's very damaging to cells. It damages your cells that are unreliable. Basically. So if I eat a lot of those, I start getting asthma, and I now I suspect that asthma is also a sore. It's like a opening. It's like a opening, and somewhere in your throat there's opening. The skin is opening up, and then the flesh is showing. And once that happens, because you have lots of food in your stomach, right? And every time you eat like I don't know, foods, for example, like beans or nitrite or instant noodles that has lots of preservative in the food. the fume, okay, travels from your stomach into your throat and enters the opening flesh, you understand? Because I suspect that's what it is. It's a sore in your throat, you know. Basically it's opening flesh in your throat. And any kind of food or any fume from the stomach can travel into the opening flesh and basically causes your entire bronchial tube to inflame, you know, to basically you get inflammation and you can't breathe. And then you have to wait until that open sore in your throat, you know, close up. But for some reason, some people, the opening sore will never close up because their throat is so damaged. That part of the throat, the tissue is so damaged that the sore is constantly left open. It just doesn't close up anymore. And then what most people they do, they go to the doctors, and doctors don't really have a cure for asthma right now. So they say, oh, take a lot of albuterol, or, you know, inhalers, or I don't know. They have Xolair right now. You have injection. You know, you inject some kind of hormone into the body to dump down the inflammation, to basically kill the immune system, so inflammation stops. You know, so you can breathe. But you know what? The sore is still there. The opening wound is still there. So you have to keep on using albuterol. You have to keep on using the inhalers. You have to keep on taking drugs. But those drugs, it's fucking you up. It's damaging the rest of your body. You know, you start to, your bone density would decrease, and you could break your legs very easily. You know, I had a friend who was only 42-year-old back in the days. I used to go to strip club a lot, you know, and I met that guy in strip club. One day, in a rainy day, he walked outside the strip club. He fell on the ground, and he broke his legs. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck can you break your legs just by falling on the ground? I fall to the ground a lot. I've never broken my legs before. You know, maybe because I'm wearing the rings, you know. I mean, I just cannot imagine myself falling on the fucking ground and break my leg. I cannot imagine that. How does he do that? I think it's because, you know, a lot of Americans they're extremely unhealthy because they depend on drugs. They have to take drugs, and the drugs that especially the drugs that help you kill your immune system, that stuff can fuck you up very, very quickly, man. Then you start going blind and shit. You know, you lose your hair, and then you lose your bone density, and then, you know, and it causes other problems, you know. So I believe that there's a sore in the throat. And what I do is I use this machine, right? The machine, just like what I said, here's your cell structure. It closes up help you close up the dense, you know, make your cell structure denser, you know. So it closes up the you know, the wound. You know, and it realigns the cell structure, so your cell structure becomes stronger. So even if you eat a lot of bad foods like potato chips and all that shit, your flesh will not suddenly open up and show a sore, you know. And by using this machine every night, it helped me realign the cells in my throat. And basically right now the sore does not open up. If the sore in my throat does not open up, I don't need medication. I don't need to use albuterol or inhalers or inject Xolair or eat some kind of pills to prevent asthma. No. I haven't been using drugs. I mean, ever. I haven't been using drugs ever. I just use the machine, you know. So I watch a lot of videos like these people who suffer from asthma. They're, oh my god, this disease. They talk like this. People who suffer from asthma, you could tell they talk very lightly. They have to talk like this, you know, because I understand I have asthma. If you talk too loud, or if you talk too much, it could trigger your asthma. It could somehow cause the sore to open back up, and then, oh my god, it's a nightmare. Then you can't breathe. Then oh my god, it's back in the days. Every time I had asthma, I'm suicidal, man. Fuck, I feel like killing myself. You know, it's because you imagine you can't breathe. You know, but luckily with this machine, I don't have that problem right now. You know, I mean, and also I have to be careful what I eat, because my throat is still very weak. You know, the cells in my throat, it's still I didn't 100% repair it yet. It's right now it's closes up. So I try to repair my throat with the machine every day. Hopefully, like half a year later, it's completely closed up. My cell is completely realigned. So maybe I can start eating regular, normal foods again, like potato chips or corn chips or beans or, Right now I'm just very careful. I stay away from these foods. I only eat rice. I only eat rice. I don't eat noodles. I don't eat bread. I stay away from beans, stay away from bacon and sausages, and no fried foods. And also, when I make soup, I'm also very careful. A lot of people basically fry their onions in the soup, right? I just put onion. I just basically cook the onion with water. I don't use oil to fry the onion. Because remember, I don't want too much vegetable oil. It could cause my sore to open back up. So I'm just really careful. I'm just trying to heal it, heal with the machine, okay, and be careful what I eat, not to eat beans, not to eat bacon, and then hopefully the sores stay closed, and then if it stay closed, what happens is it gets healed, right? Eventually the machine will heal it, so one day I might become a normal person. I might not have to deal with asthma ever again, right? I might, if it closed all the way up, I become a normal person. And what I'm trying to say to people is, I believe that's what arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and even obesity, I believe that's exactly what it is. It's just that arthritis, I believe, is the same thing. It's just that the cells in your knees, okay, the ligament or the muscle, the somewhere in your knees, the cells are damaged, and somehow they open up, and flesh is showing. Small pieces of flesh is showing, and then inflammation starts, and then you get lots of inflammation, and then every time you move your knee, it hurts. Your knee hurts every time you walk, or every time you try to sit down, or your knees start to hurt because of inflammation. You can imagine, ligament grinding the other part of the bone. The bone is grinding the ligament, and it hurts, right? When there's inflammation, that's what happens. And I was thinking this machine can help you fix the damaged cells, to help the cells close back up. And then while you're healing your arthritis, you also be very careful what you eat. Do not eat vegetable oil. Do not eat fried foods, and use as little vegetable oil as possible. See, I still cook with vegetable oils, but I make sure that every time I stir fry something, I put as little as possible vegetable oil. I don't pour like bam, 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 3 tablespoons. No, I don't do that. I just put like 1 tablespoon. And then also stay away from, instant noodles, like instant noodle has preservative, right? Stay away from bacon and any kind of unnatural food. You stay away from it, and hopefully your cell damage can be repaired before the sore opens back up. See, if you fuck yourself up with all sorts of unhealthy foods, and then you also do like take drugs and shit, your damage can never be rehealed. You understand? The sore just keeps opening back up. It just keeps opening back up, and then you keep on getting inflammation. And when you have inflammation, every time you walk, you're hurting. You're basically damaging your knee even more. Because imagine the bone grind against the ligament. You're causing more injuries. So my suggestion is to watch what you eat. Don't eat bad food, and be careful, of course. I mean, when you walk, try to walk slowly, and then use the machine to heal the arthritis. Every night, use the machine to repair the cell damage in your knee, and then hopefully, in half a year or 1 year, your arthritis is gone. Hopefully, then you have no more arthritis. You have no more multiple sclerosis. You can with the machine you can repair the damage until the damage basically don't exist, or the damage becomes smaller and smaller that they don't really affect your normal daily life. You understand? I want to repair the damage in my throat to a level that if I eat like somebody, like if I go to my friend's house and he cooks for me, there's some beans in the plate. I can eat a few bites and not be worried to death, or like, oh my God, after I eat this, I can't breathe. You know, I mean, I want to fix myself to a level that I can eat a few and will not get asthma attack. You know, or maybe eat one fried chicken. You know, like once a week or something, and don't worry about my asthma attack. You understand? So yeah. The good news is the cells can be repaired with the machine, you know, and you can repair it. You can repair your arthritis, your multiple sclerosis, your glaucoma, all sorts of shit with the machine, you know. And about the glaucoma thing, you just have to be very careful. If you have eye damage, any kind of eye damage, keep away from iPhones. You know the LCD screens, right? They're very bright screens. You know, when you're looking at bright object, you're giving your eye a lot of stress. You understand, and stress would cause the wound, the injury in your eye to open back up, and it's going to make your glaucoma or your other eye disease worse. So be easy on your eyes. You know, if you go out, if you go out and buy something. If it's a sunny day, put on a pair of sunglasses, you know, to protect your eyes. And then always, I recommend people to buy projectors. See, I'm using a projector right now. I'm not using a normal computer screen. I'm using a projector right now. So that's the reason why, you know, when I use the computer, I turn down the lights, and then the image is being projected onto the movie screen. Like I bought a silver screen, and then I watch. That's a lot better for my eyes. You understand? That's way better than watching an LCD screen. You know, that's way better than that. That's way better than watching TV. This is way healthier for your eyes. You know, so I recommend people who has like eye damage or ear damage, whatever. If you have like ear damage, you know, make sure you don't go to loud places. You don't go to a nightclub. You know, you put some napkin in your ears, you know, when you walk into a loud, noisy market or something, you know. And then use the machine to repair the cell damage. And then be careful what you eat. And then hopefully the cell damage can eventually be healed. You know, the cell will realign back to a level that they don't crack up anymore. You understand? Anyway, that's what I want to say for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Thanks.